Start with a low, menacing bass drone. Heartbeat sounds in the background. Look at you, checking your phone every 30 seconds, waiting for a text that isn't coming, analyzing every word, every emoji, every silence. It's pathetic, truly. You think you are being attentive. You think you are showing love. You are showing weakness. And they can smell it on you, like blood in the water. Welcome to the abyss. Welcome to Dominion Raw. Today, I am going to save your life. But first, I am going to destroy your ego. Because right now, you are a slave. A slave to your attachments, a slave to your need for validation, a slave to people who do not give a damn about you. Have you ever noticed a cruel pattern in your life? The more you want something, the further it runs away from you. The more you try to please someone, the less they respect you. The harder you work to keep them, the faster they leave. Why is that? Because desire is repulsive. Read that again in your mind. Desire is repulsive. When you need someone, you are telling them loud and clear, "My value is lower than yours. Please accept me." And human beings, we are predators. We do not respect beggars. We step on them. But there is a law, a dark, ancient law that flips the script. A law that turns you from the chaser into the prize, from the victim into the master. It is called the Law of Detachment, or as I like to call it, the art of walking away. In the next hour, I'm going to reprogram your brain. I'm going to cut out the part of you that feels lonely. I'm going to kill the nice guy inside you who is afraid to lose people. By the end of this video, you will have the most dangerous superpower a man can possess. The ability to turn your back. The ability to endure silence. The ability to leave the table without looking back. Are you ready to stop being a victim? Then listen closely. Let's talk about your current strategy, the nice guy strategy. You meet someone, maybe a woman, maybe a business partner, maybe a new friend. You like them. You want them to stay. So what do? Oh, I must be available. I must reply instantly. I must agree with everything they say. You become a dog. A loyal, panting dog waiting for scraps. And you think this makes you good. You think this makes you reliable. It makes you cheap. Think about economics, basic supply and demand. What happens when something is available everywhere, all the time, for free? It becomes worthless. Air is free. Do you appreciate it? No. You only appreciate air when someone is choking you. I want you to be the one holding the neck, not the one gasping for breath. When you are terrified of losing someone, you have already lost them. The moment you fear their absence, you hand them the leash. You put it around your own neck and you hand it to them. And what do people do with a leash? They pull, they yank, they drag you through the mud. And you? You smile and say, "Thank you." I want you to visualize the person you are obsessed with right now, or the job you are afraid to lose, or the social circle you are trying so hard to impress. They are not special. You made them special. You took a regular, flawed, average human being, and you built a pedestal. You put them on top of it, and then you looked up and said, "Wow, they are so high above me." Kick the pedestal. Knock it down. Watch them fall. See them for what they are. They are just flesh and bone. They are replaceable. But you will never see that as long as you are attached. Let me tell you a secret about human nature. A dark secret. People do not fall in love with nice. They do not fall in love with safety. They fall in love with the void. They fall in love with what they cannot understand. They fall in love with what they cannot control. When you are detached, when you are willing to walk away at any second, you create a void. You create a mystery. Why doesn't he care? Why isn't he chasing me? Is he talking to someone else? Am I not good enough for him? See what happened? Suddenly the script is flipped. 5 minutes ago, you were the one worrying. Now, they are the ones worrying. You didn't manipulate them with words. You didn't play a stupid game. You simply removed your attention. You stepped back. You embraced the law of detachment. Detachment is not about being angry. Listen to me, this is important. If you walk away while screaming, crying, and slamming the door, you are not detached. You are just throwing a tantrum. You are still reacting. You are still weak. True detachment is indifference. It is ice, not fire. It is looking at the situation, realizing it does not serve you, and simply dissolving, disappearing, ghosting, moving on. Silence is the loudest scream. When you stop arguing, when you stop fighting for their attention, you create a vacuum, and nature abhors a vacuum. They will feel the empty space where your validation used to be, and they will panic. They will reach out. They will try to pull you back. But do not take the bait. Why is this so hard for you? Why are you shaking right now just thinking about ignoring her text? Why is your stomach turning at the thought of quitting that toxic job? It is evolution. Your ancestors lived in tribes of 50 people. If they were rejected by the tribe, they died, alone in the cold, eaten by wolves. So your brain is wired to scream, "Please don't leave me, I will die." Wake up! You are not in the wild. There are no wolves. There are 8 billion people on this planet. If one person rejects you, good. Next. If one door closes, kick another one open. You are operating on outdated software. You are letting a caveman brain ruin your modern life. But I love her. Shut up. You don't love her. You are addicted to her. There is a difference. Love comes from a place of strength. I want you, but I don't need you. Addiction comes from a place of poverty. I need you because I am empty. You are empty, aren't you? That is why you cling. That is why you hold on so tight that you strangle the relationship. You are trying to fill the hole in your soul with another person. It will never work. You are pouring water into a bucket with no bottom. To master the law of detachment, you must become self-contained. Imagine you are a fortress. A fortress has high walls. It has its own water supply, its own food, its own weapons. It does not need the outside world to survive. It can close the gates and stand for 1,000 years. You are an open field, no walls, no defense. Anyone can walk in, trample your grass, take your resources, and leave. and you thank them for visiting. Build the walls. Let's go deeper. Let's talk about the specific technique of the soft ghost. This is how you implement detachment without looking bitter. Most people, when they get hurt, they explode. They send long paragraphs explaining their feelings. Why did you do this to me? I thought we were close. Never send the paragraph. The paragraph is a surrender flag. It shows you care too much. It shows you are rattled. Instead, you use the soft ghost. You become minimal. You don't block them. That shows emotion. You don't ignore them forever. That shows resentment. You simply lower the volume. They text you. You reply 6 hours later with 2 words. Sounds good. Okay. No questions, no emojis, no enthusiasm. You are polite, but you are distant, like a stranger. This drives people insane. They cannot accuse you of being mean because you answered, but they can feel the coldness. They can feel you slipping away. And because they cannot pinpoint what is wrong, their mind starts to race. They start chasing. And you are already gone. Mentally, you have checked out. You are focusing on your mission, your body, your money. You are treating them like a background character in the movie of your life, because that is what they are. Main characters do not chase extras. Understand this. Your attention is currency. It is the most valuable thing you own. Every time you look at their Instagram stories, you are paying them. Every time you think about them, you are paying them. Stop paying people who are bankrupt. Keep your currency. Invest it in yourself. Detachment is financial freedom for your soul. When you stop spending your energy on losers, you become rich in spirit. You become magnetic. Have you ever tried to hold sand in your fist? If you squeeze tight, the sand slips through your fingers. If you hold your hand open, the sand stays. Relationships are sand. Stop squeezing. Open your hand. If they stay, good. If the wind blows them away, good. You still have your hand. You still have yourself. And that is all you ever needed. That means the weak part of you is dying, and the strong part is waking up. Let's kill the rest of the weakness. We need to talk about the disease that is rotting your brain. It is called Scarcity Mindset. You act like the person you want is the last glass of water in the middle of the Sahara Desert. You hold on to them with trembling hands, terrified that if you spill a drop, you will die of thirst. Look around you. It is not a desert. You are standing in the middle of an ocean. But you are too blind to see it because you are staring at a dirty cup of water. Throw the cup away! The moment you realize that opportunities are infinite, you become dangerous. The moment you realize that there are millions of women, thousands of business partners, endless ways to make money, you stop begging. You start choosing. Listen to me. The chooser is the king. The beggar is the slave. Which one are you? When you are attached, you are a beggar. You take whatever scraps of attention they give you. But when you are detached, you sit on the throne. You look at them and you ask yourself, is this person good enough for me? Shift the frame. Stop asking, do they like me? Start asking, do I even like them? Usually, the answer is no. You don't like them. You just like the validation they give you. You are addicted to the high. Detox right now. Let's talk about leverage. In business, in war, and in love, there is one rule that never changes. The person who is most willing to walk away holds 100% of the power. Read that again. 100%. If you cannot walk away, you have zero leverage. You are negotiating from your knees, and nobody respects a man on his knees. Stand up. When you are willing to walk away, you become unpredictable. And unpredictability is sexy. It is terrifying. It is magnetic. People get bored with safety. They get bored with the sure thing. If they know you will never leave, they will treat you like furniture. You are just there. Useful, reliable, invisible. Do not be furniture. Be a ghost. Be the wind. Be something they can feel, but cannot grab. When you start pulling away, when you stop being available, they will feel the shift in the atmosphere. They will ask, "What changed?" And you will say nothing. You will just smile. Let's discuss the no contact rule, but not the way the weak dating coaches teach it. They tell you, go no contact for 30 days to get your ex back. That is manipulation. That is still attachment. You are still counting the days. You are still waiting. Day 29. Day 30. Can I text her now? Pathetic! We use the nuclear no contact. We do not use silence to get them back. We use silence to kill the version of ourselves that needed them. We use silence to bury the past. When you walk away, you burn the bridge. You don't look back to see if they are watching. You don't check their profile to see if they are sad. You walk into the darkness and you never return. This is the only way to earn true respect. Even if they hate you for leaving, they will respect you. Because you did what 99% of men cannot do. You chose your dignity over your desire. Dignity is expensive. It costs you lonely nights. It costs you pain. But it buys you a soul. Imagine this scenario. You are in a negotiation or a relationship argument. They give you an ultimatum. Do this or I leave. The old you would panic. No, please, let's talk about it. The new you, the detached you, you look them in the eye. You feel the fear in your stomach, but you do not show it. You lean back, you pause, and you say, "Okay, if that is your decision, I accept it. Goodbye." And then you start packing your things. Watch their face. Watch the color drain from their skin. They were bluffing. They expected you to fold, but you called the bluff. You showed them that you are not afraid of the end. In that moment, you became the master. Even if the relationship ends, you won. Because you proved to yourself that you are not a slave. You must be willing everything to lose everything to gain yourself. Let's go deeper into the psychology of the chaser. Why do you chase? Because you don't trust yourself. You don't trust that you can find something better. You think this is the peak. This mediocrity. This toxic drama. This is the peak. Have some standards. The world is huge. The potential of your life is massive. But you are stuck in a small room with a small person fighting over small things. Open the door. Walk out. The fresh air will hurt your lungs at first because you have been breathing poison for so long. But breathe it in. That is the smell of freedom. Freedom is lonely at first. It is quiet. There is no drama to distract you. You have to sit with your own thoughts. And that is why you are afraid. You are afraid to be alone with yourself because you don't like yourself. So let's fix that. The law of detachment is not just about leaving others. It is about returning to the source. You are the source. You are the generator of your own happiness. You are the architect of your own reality. Stop outsourcing your happiness to other people. They are terrible employees. They will fail you. Build your own empire. Focus on your body. Lift heavy iron until your hands bleed. Focus on your bank account. Make money until you don't look at the price tag. Focus on your mind. Read books that scare you. Become so obsessed with your own growth that you forget to check your phone. And then, watch what happens. Watch the magic trick. When you truly, deeply do not care if they stay or leave, they will fight to stay. They will break down doors to get to you. Because you have become the high-value man. You have become the prize. But here is the irony. By the time they come running back, you won't want them anymore. You will look at them and realize, I have outgrown you. And that is the ultimate victory. Now, I want to give you a practical exercise, a dark ritual for your mind. It is called the death visualization. Close your eyes. Imagine the person you are attached to. Imagine the job you need. Imagine the status you crave. Now, imagine them dead. Imagine the building burning down. Imagine the person vanishing into dust. Gone forever. Feel the pain. Feel the panic. Let it wash over you. Now, realize you are still breathing. Realize the sun will still rise tomorrow. Realize you are still alive. You don't need them to survive. You just prefer them. And preferences can change. This exercise destroys fear. If you have already mentally accepted the worst-case scenario, they cannot hurt you. You are bulletproof. You are walking through the fire, and you are not burning. Be the fire. People think that love means attachment. They write songs about it. I can't live without you. You are my everything. That is not love. That is parasitism. That is a tapeworm talking to a host. I can't live without you. Yeah, because you are feeding off me. Real love is two strong, independent kings and queens standing side by side, not leaning on each other. If one moves, the other does not fall. Be the pillar. Stand tall. Stand alone if you have to. Better to walk alone like a lion than to run with the sheep. Let's talk about the sunk cost fallacy. This is the trap that keeps you stuck. But I've invested 2 years in this relationship. But I've been at this job for 5 years. So what? Those years are gone. They are dead currency. You cannot spend them. If you stay in a mistake just because you spent a long time making it, you are not loyal. You are stupid. Cut your losses. The smartest investors know when to sell a losing stock. They don't hold it until it goes to zero. They sell, they take the hit, and they buy something better. Treat your time like an investor. This person is a bad investment? Sell. This situation is draining your energy? Sell. Walk away. The market is full of better options. Ruthless prioritization. That is the key. You have a limited amount of time on this earth. Do you really want to spend it chasing someone who doesn't reply to your texts? Do you want to spend it arguing with someone who doesn't understand you? What a waste of a life. Reclaim your time. Reclaim your energy. Pull it back into yourself. Feel the power growing in your chest. That is the power of detachment. It is the armor that protects you from the world. Put on the armor. As we reach the end of this level, I want you to make a promise. Not to me, to the man in the mirror. Promise me that the next time you feel that desperate need to reach out, you will cut your hand off before you pick up the phone. Promise me that the next time you feel disrespected, you will stand up and leave without a word. Silence is your sword. Absence is your shield. Wield them. Master them. Become the ghost. Become the myth. Become the one who got away. Because the one who got away is the one they never forget. And you won't even remember their name. Now, get back to work. Focus on yourself. The door is open. Walk through it. Always leave. Always leave. Always leave. We are not done. We are just getting started. You have killed the neediness. You have killed the scarcity. Now, we build the weapon. Let's talk about the Mirror of Indifference. This is a technique so subtle, so effective, that it borders on psychological warfare. Most people try to fix a cold relationship by adding heat. They see their partner pulling away, so they add more fire. More texts, more gifts, more questions. You are burning the house down. Stop adding fire. Add ice. The mirror technique is simple. You become a perfect reflection of their energy, but you dial it down by 10%. If they take an hour to reply, you take 2. If their answers are short, yours are shorter. If they cancel plans, you don't reschedule. You say, "No problem," and you go do something else. You do not punish them. That is childish. You simply match their investment. When you match their energy, stop the chase. You force them to look in the mirror. They see their own coldness reflected back at them, and they don't like it. They get confused. Why isn't he chasing anymore? And that confusion? That is the seed of obsession. Plant it. Water it with silence. Watch it grow. Now let's address the friend zone, the purgatory of weak men. You are stuck in the friend zone because you are too afraid to leave it. You think if you hang around long enough, if you listen to her problems about other guys, if you are a good little emotional tampon, one day she will wake up and realize she loves you. Wake up! She doesn't respect you because you don't respect yourself. You are settling for scraps of intimacy. The law of detachment is the only way out. You must be willing to lose the friendship to gain the relationship. You must walk away. You say, "I have enough friends. I am not interested in friendship with you." If you change your mind, let me know. If not, take care. And then, you vanish. You disappear from her life. No texting, no liking posts. Gone. This is terrifying, I know. You think you will lose her forever. But right now, you don't have her. You are just a fan in the audience. By walking away, you force her to make a choice. Do I lose him completely, or do I give him what he wants? And even if she lets you go, you won. You freed yourself from a prison. You regained your time. You regained your dignity. Never accepted emotion in a relationship. If you want romance and they offer friendship, that is a bad deal. Walk away from the negotiating table. Let's talk about emotional vampires, narcissists, manipulators. They thrive on your reaction. They poke you, they provoke you, they gaslight you, just to see you explode. Your anger feeds them. Your defense feeds them. Starve them. Detachment is kryptonite to a narcissist. When they try to provoke you, and you look at them with dead, bored eyes, when you say, "Okay, if you think so," and turn back to your work, they shatter. They panic. Because their control relies on your emotion. If you have no emotion, they have no control. Be a grey rock. Be a wall of stone. Let them scream. Let them rage. The storm cannot hurt the mountain. Be the mountain. Stop defending yourself! You do not owe anyone an explanation. Why were you late? Why didn't you call? Where were you? The weak man stammers. Oh, sorry, traffic, I was busy. The detached man? He says, I was busy, and he stops talking. The silence that follows is heavy. It is uncomfortable. Most people rush to fill it with nervous chatter. Do not fill it. Let the silence sit there. Let it weigh on them. The person who is most comfortable with silence is the alpha. Silence projects confidence. It projects that you are not seeking approval. You are comfortable in your own skin. Practice this. Next time someone asks a prying question, look them in the eyes, smile slightly, and say nothing. Count to 3. Watch them squirm. It is amusing how easily people break under the weight of silence. Let's shift to professional detachment. Your job, your boss, your career. Modern corporations are built on fear. Fear of being fired, fear of not getting the bonus. They want you to be a slave to the paycheck. And because you are afraid, you work late. You check emails on Sunday. You tolerate disrespect. You are a mercenary. You are not a family member at your company. You are selling your skills for money. That is the transaction. Treat it like one. Be excellent at what you do, but be detached from the outcome. Keep your resume updated. Always be interviewing. Know your market value. When your boss knows that you can walk across the street and get a job for 20% more money tomorrow, he treats you differently. He respects you. But if he smells fear, if he knows you have a mortgage and no savings and no options, he owns you. Build your fuck you fund. Save money. Build side income. Create a safety net that allows you to walk into your boss's office and say no. The power to say no is the only power that matters. If you cannot say no, you are not free. Let's talk about the concept of Amor Fati. Love your fate. This is the ultimate level of Stoic detachment. It means accepting whatever happens, not just with tolerance, but with enthusiasm. Did she leave you? Good. It means you have space for someone better. Did you lose your job? Good. It means you were stagnant and needed a push. Did you fail? Good. You learned a lesson. When you accept everything, you fear nothing. You become fluid. You become water. You flow around obstacles. You don't crash against them. This is the state of the Sigma, the lone wolf. People mock the lone wolf. They say humans are social animals. They say you need a pack. The sheep needs a flock. The lion has a pride, but he hunts alone. The wolf has a pack, but he survives alone. Solitude is not loneliness. Solitude is the laboratory where you build your character. When you are alone, there is no one to impress, no one to perform for. It is just you and the truth. Can you handle the truth? Most men can't. That's why they turn on the TV. That's why they scroll TikTok for hours. They are running from themselves. Stop running. Sit in the dark. Stare at the wall. Confront your demons. Tame them. Make them work for you. Now, I want to give you a warning. A warning about the relapse. You will try this. You will walk away. You will feel strong. And then, late at night, the weakness will creep back in. You will see a photo. You will hear a song. And you will want to reach out. You will want to break the silence. Do not do it. That urge is just the addiction dying. It is the withdrawal symptom. If you break now, you reset the clock to 0. You lose all the progress. You lose all the respect. You prove to them that you were bluffing. Pain is temporary. Regret is forever. If you push through the pain of the detachment, on the other side is glory. On the other side is a version of you that is unbreakable. Imagine yourself 1 year from now. You are fit. You are rich. You are calm. You are walking down the street and you see the person you used to cry over, and you feel nothing. No anger, no sadness, just nothing. You nod and you keep walking. That is the goal. Indifference. Total, complete, beautiful indifference. Let's discuss the abundance mindset again, but deeper. How to fake it until you make it. Even if you have 0 options right now, you must act like you have 10. You must move with the slowness of a man who has nowhere to be, but everywhere to go. Fast movements show anxiety. Slow movements show power. Watch The Godfather. Watch high-level CEOs. They do not rush. They do not stutter. They take up space. When you are detached, you are not in a hurry. You are not checking the time. You are present. You are grounded. This energy is intoxicating to women. They are used to anxious, desperate boys trying to impress them. When they meet a man who is simply there, solid as a rock, they want to test him. They want to see if he is real. They will test you. Expect shit tests. They will cancel plans last minute. They will try to make you jealous. They will act cold. It's a game. Smile at the game. Do not get angry. Pass the test by doing nothing, by not reacting, by staying in your frame. Oh, you can't make it tonight? Too bad. I'll catch you some other time. And then you go out and have the best night of your life. Without them. Post a story, or don't. It doesn't matter. You are having fun because you are the party. You are not looking for the party. You are the destination. Everyone else is a passenger. If they want to get off the bus, let them off. Keep driving. The bus is going to the top of the mountain, with or without them. Let's talk about the dark side of hope. Hope is a dangerous thing. Hope drives a man insane. I hope she changes. I hope he calls. I hope things get better. Kill hope. Hope is passive. Action is active. Do not hope for things to change. Change them or leave them. Accept the reality exactly as it is. Look at the data. If someone has treated you like trash for 6 months, the data says they are trash. Hope says maybe they will change. Logic says they won't. Trust logic. Trust patterns. People show you who they are. Believe them the first time. Detachment is the death of hope and the birth of acceptance. And in acceptance, there is peace. As we close this session, I want you to adopt a mantra, a code to live by. I want nothing. I fear nothing. I am free. Say it. I want nothing. I fear nothing. I am free. When you truly want nothing from others, no validation, no love, no approval, you become the most powerful person in the room. You become a magnet, because everyone else is begging, everyone else is starving, and you are full. You are the feast. Let them come to you to eat, but never let them starve you. This is not a game. This is your life. You have spent enough time being the side character in your own movie. You have spent enough time chasing shadows. Turn around. Face the sun. Walk your own path. If they follow, let them follow. If they stay, let them stay. If they leave, let them go. Because where you are going, you need to travel light. You are now awake. You are now armed. The leash is cut. The cage is open. Run. Dominion. Raw. Dominion. Raw. Walk away. Walk away. Power. Silence. Void. Do you feel lighter yet? You should. You are shedding dead weight. You are shedding the skin of the victim. But we have to cut deeper. We have to target the social media trap. I see you, posting sad songs on your story, posting quotes about loyalty, hoping they will see it and feel bad. They don't feel bad. They feel superior. They look at your sad posts and they think, wow, he is still obsessed with me. I won. Stop giving them the victory. Use social media like a weapon, or don't use it at all. The most powerful move is the blackout. You go silent. No stories, no posts, no status updates. You vanish from the digital world. This creates paranoia. Is he dead? Is he depressed? Or is he having so much fun he forgot his phone? Their mind will always assume the worst. They will imagine you with someone else. They will imagine you winning. And that imagination will torture them more than any angry text you could send. Silence is the canvas where they paint their own nightmares. You've got a little vigor is how we wrote in us, and maybe people to get their way. Silence is the canvas where they paint their own nightmares. You got a little bitness, they've taken more than the next bigger ways. Silence is the canvas where they paint their own nightmares. We becoming an occluse of the middle, and they more camp of the lace. You've had that little bitness. You believe the draw of a promise with how they paint their own nightmares. Silence is the canvas where they paint their own nightmares. We be coming in the close of the middle. So when we came down with the invest for a force, and you get back to you. Silence, the marms over the bigs. The first events they believe the force without. When cloosing the other way, and you believe the treatment passive. Silence is the canvas where they paint their own nightmares. You've got quietable too, the technology. You've got the run of their force without. The story had nother wares. Silence is the canvas where they paint their own nightmares. We can paint the amans with a force without. The invest was force without the truth in the camba the treatment. The most to believe the promise of there, when they figured the schooled when they controlled. So in what they willed, when they make it the sklip, the promises the treatment can be the waving this form. Have like the rest of the bigness where they believe the force without. We got little damage the ground and from of the piece. When the world welled, when they treated the force without will did the treat the minimal leave. Silence the canvas where they paint their own nightmares. We can't slip the other way, and leave the man's live in the man with a force, when she done the promises. You've got of a lot of wave them from the being a day, and then with the force without, the ground what they wouldn't big. When they were dig that, when they treat the minimally but not believe the promises. We got a power that the other where it there, the created it there rent. A sleeping of a good day, within a place the promises the treat. The big man's then what the promises, when she was not an ape of the camber theirs, when they weren't together anymore. We can take them words with a ridic that the other where. He got a sketch that the game of the man's, and they spit this promise with the other way. When they left, the neighbor where he wouldn't believe the caps with the crops below. The big man's word with an other piece without the day. On the promises were they better with promise that the force without the day with the sense. When clicking the of, they paint their own and suggest it. We can paint themself have been willed in the next bigger. They pay the other piece of least. The truth for the caps with the other where. The late of there was the 2 points where they read it in time. When they dreamt the sketch that they might there without the day with the day within again. The big man said in flacked another doctor where, they paid the mother. When they treated them together, when they didn't visit it to man. When they paid the possible for the day, when they find the truth then within a left them of there. The deep of them, when within a left that they not exist. When they readed the truth in with a left of the bigger. When they sit the most of leave and fart. They can be believed that they would never just the more. They running them to a deside, they never just the more. When they stitted them to a bidness wither, when they living anyway. When they did them to a bigness, when they never just the more. When they belt in the next where, when they pint the mother was the person the truth. When they must to beware they never just. They rev that they haven't anyway they believe the days, when they believe that they were slet. So when they convince the way, when they coach the more. When they need to the day they never just the more, when they living anyway they believe the day. So when they read it into a bigness, when they went them to a bigness, they would love of the days. They slept in the commission the sun, when they made and know what they would love. When they fig them to the day, when they sit the more. When they may be pain them in the world, when they be believe the day. When they build them the more, when they would never just the more. When they bring the world with another, when they did not exist. The truth for the truth in the world, they paint their own nightmares. Let them paint. And when you do return, you return as a new version. The version 2.0. Better haircut, better clothes, better body. Visiting places they always wanted to go, but without them. But do not do it for them. Do it because you are leveling up. If you are improving yourself just to make them jealous, you are still a slave. You are still performing for an audience of one. Fire the audience. Perform for yourself. Look in the mirror. That is your only fan. That is your only judge. Let's talk about the zombie phenomenon. It is a law of the universe. The moment you truly move on, the moment you are finally happy, they will come back from the dead. It never fails. A text at 2 a.m. Hey stranger, I miss you. thinking of you. These are not messages of love. These are pulse checks. They're checking to see if you are still on the hook. They're checking to see if they still own you. Do not reply. Or better yet, delete the message without opening it. Let it sit on delivered forever. That is the ultimate insult. It says, you are not even worth the split second it takes to type no. When you engage with a zombie, you get infected. You get dragged back into the grave. Stay among the living. Stay in the light. Let's discuss the concept of variable rewards. This is how casinos get you addicted. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You keep pulling the lever. Toxic people use this on you. Sometimes they are sweet, sometimes they are cold. You stay because you are waiting for the sweet version to come back. You are a gambling addict sitting at a rigged slot machine. Smash the machine. The house always wins. The only way to beat the casino is to walk out the door. Stop analyzing their behavior. Why did they do this? What did that mean? It doesn't matter. The pattern is toxicity. The pattern is pain. The only variable you need to control is your presence. Remove it. Now, let's go into the psychology of the prize. Why is a diamond valuable? Because it is rare. Because it is hard to get. Why is gravel worthless? Because it is everywhere. You have been acting like gravel, lying on the side of the road waiting to be stepped on. Become the diamond. Bury yourself deep under pressure. Work on your business. Work on your mind. Become hard. Become brilliant. And make them dig for you. Make them work for you. A high-value man does not audition for a woman. She auditions for him. A high-value employee does not beg for a raise. The company begs him to stay. Flip the dynamic. What do you bring to the table? That is the question you should be asking the world. Not, am I good enough, but is this good enough for me? Let's talk about the walk-away negotiation. This applies to everything. Buying a car, signing a contract, dating. The person who can say no deal and mean it always gets the better deal. If you are afraid to walk away, they will smell it. They will squeeze you. They will lowball you. Practice walking away from small things. Go to buy a shirt, look at the price, say, no, too expensive, and walk out. Feel the power of keeping your money in your pocket. Go to a dealership, make an offer. If they refuse, stand up and leave. Watch them chase you into the parking lot. It works every time. But you have to be willing to actually leave. It cannot be a bluff. You have to be content with going home empty-handed, because going home with your dignity is better than going home with a bad deal. Your dignity is your soul's currency. Do not spend it on cheap people. Let's address the fear of being alone forever. This is the lie society tells you. If you are too picky, you will end up alone. That is slave propaganda. They want you to settle. They want you to pair up with another mediocre person and produce mediocre children and pay your taxes and die quietly. Rebel. It is better to be alone in a palace than to be married in a sewer. It is better to wait 10 years for a queen than to settle tomorrow for a peasant. Standards protect you. Standards keep your bloodline strong. Do not lower the bar. Raise it so high that only the worthy can climb it. And if no one climbs it, then you stand at the top alone. And the view from the top is magnificent. Let's talk about emotional self-sufficiency. This is the core of the Sigma male. Most men are emotional children. They need a woman to validate them. They need a boss to praise them. They need friends to entertain them. They cannot sit in a room and be happy. You must become your own father, your own mother, your own best friend. When you are sad, do not call her. Go to the gym. Fix yourself. When you are happy, do not need them to clap. Clap for yourself. When you stop needing external energy, you become a generator. You become the sun. And planets orbit the sun. They don't have a choice. Gravity is undeniable. Be the sun. Burn so bright that they either orbit you or they burn up. Do not dim your light for anyone. If they say you are too much, too intense, too ambitious, good. You are not for them. You are for the few. You are for the elite. Do not shrink to fit their small boxes. Explode the box. Let's talk about the art of the final goodbye. Sometimes you have to say it. But how? Short, cold, final. This isn't working for me anymore. I wish you the best. That's it. No apology. No, let's be friends. No long explanation. Just the axe falling on the neck. And then, the block button. The block button is not immature. It is a boundary. It is a digital wall. It stops them from peeking into your window. It stops you from peeking into theirs. But I want to see what she's doing. Why? Watching her move on will only hurt you. Watching her fake happiness will only make you bitter. Blind yourself to her existence. If you don't see it, it doesn't exist. Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is healing. Delete the photos. Throw away the gifts. Burn the letters. Ritualize the end. Clear the space physically, and you clear the space mentally. You cannot put new furniture in a room that is filled with garbage. Take out the trash! Let's talk about the vacuum effect. When you finally detach, when you finally clear the energy, strange things happen. New people appear. Better opportunities appear. It is like magic. But it is physics. You cleared the resistance. You stopped broadcasting the signal of desperation. Now you are broadcasting the signal of power. And power attracts. You will meet a woman who actually respects you. You will find a business partner who actually works. And you will look back at the old you, the beggar, the chaser, and you will laugh. You will say, "Why did I fight so hard for trash?" Hindsight 2020. Chapter 4. But for a 20 on your end, you am giving you the foresight right now. Trust me. The future is better than the past, but only if you let go of the past. You are holding a rope that is burning your hands. You think if you let go, you will fall, but you are only 2 inches off the ground. Let go. Drop the rope. Heal your hands and climb something else. Let's discuss the Stoic citadel. Imagine your mind is a fortress. Inside the fortress is your peace. Outside is the chaos, the war, the drama. You are the gatekeeper. You decide who comes in. Why are you letting the enemy sleep in your throne room? Why are you letting toxic thoughts camp in your brain? Kick them out! Every time a thought of them enters your mind, visualize a guard grabbing that thought and throwing it off the wall. Not welcome here. Access denied. Do this 1,000 times a day if you have to. Eventually, the thoughts stop coming. They learn the gate is closed. Your mind is sacred ground. Defend it. Let's talk about revenge. You want revenge? You want to hurt them like they hurt you? You want to make them pay. That is natural, but it is primitive. The best revenge is not burning their house down. The best revenge is not a nasty rumor. The best revenge is massive, undeniable success. Become so successful that they have to brag that they once knew you. Become so fit that they drool when they see a picture of you. Become so happy that it confuses them. Success is the poison that kills their ego slowly. Every time they hear your name, it should remind them of what they lost. Make them regret it for the rest of their lives. But not by trying, by simply being, by ascending. You are an eagle. They are pigeons. An eagle does not fight a pigeon. An eagle simply flies higher. The pigeon cannot breathe at your altitude. Fly higher. Leave them in the dirt where they belong. Let's talk about the shadow work. Why were you attracted to this person? Why did you let them treat you this way? Usually, it is a reflection of your own lack of self-worth. You accepted the love you thought you deserved. Raise your price. Look at yourself. You are a biological miracle. You are the result of thousands of years of survival. You have the potential to conquer the world. And you are crying over a girl who doesn't know the difference between your and your? It is ridiculous. Respect your lineage. Respect your potential. You are a king in waiting. But a king does not beg the jester for attention. A king commands. Command yourself first. Command your emotions. If you cannot control your emotions, you must control nothing. You are a leaf in the wind. Be the rock. The wind blows, the rock stays. Let's talk about the lone wolf's feast. When you learn to eat alone, you learn to taste the food. When you learn to walk alone, you learn to see the path. Do not be afraid of the solitary path. All great men walked it. Tesla, Newton, Musashi. They understood that greatness requires isolation. It requires focus. You cannot focus when you are constantly checking your notifications. Turn it off! Disconnect to reconnect. Reconnect with your ambition. Reconnect with your rage. Use the anger. Anger is energy. Do not suppress it. Transmute it. Take that heartbreak and turn it into muscle. Take that rejection and turn it into money. Alchemy. The alchemist turns lead into gold. The Sigma turns pain into power. Be the alchemist. We are nearing the end of the transformation. You feel it, don't you? The callus is forming over the wound. It is not numbness. It is armor. Wear it with pride. You have survived the fire. You have survived the flood. You are still standing. Now, look at the horizon. There are new battles, new conquests, new loves, better loves. But you will enter them differently. You will enter them with your sword drawn. You will enter them with your eyes open. You will never be a victim again. Let the others play the victim. Let the others cry about how unfair life is. Life is not unfair. Life is a mirror. It reflects what you are. If you are weak, it crushes you. If you are strong, it yields to you. Be strong. Be undeniable. I want you to stand up. Physically, stand up right now. Shake off the dust. Look forward. The person you were an hour ago is dead. We buried him. The person standing there now is the awakening. You are the storm. And the storm does not ask for permission to blow. It just destroys. And it creates. Destroy the old life, create the new one. Walk away from the ruins and don't look back. Remember the law of detachment, the power of the void. Always leave, always leave, always leave. Now, go, and do not return until you are a king. We have arrived at the final gate. The transformation is almost complete. You have stripped away the flesh of the weakling. You have exposed the bone. Now, we harden the bone into steel. We need to talk about the aura of the unattainable. Have you ever met a man who just didn't care? He wasn't rude, he wasn't arrogant, he was just complete. He didn't need you to laugh at his jokes. He didn't need you to agree with his politics. He was an island. That man terrified you, didn't he? Or he fascinated you, because he broke the social contract. The social contract says, I seek your approval, you seek mine. He tore up the contract. He said, I approve of myself. Be that man. When you stop trading validation, you become the bank. You become the source. People will flock to you to borrow confidence because they have none of their own. Lend it to them, but charge interest. The interest is respect. The interest is loyalty. But never, ever let them think they own the bank. Let's discuss the sexual polarity of detachment. This is for the men. Listen closely. Feminine energy is chaos. Were they something ever real? It is emotion in motion. Masculine energy is order. It is structure. It is the mountain. If the mountain shakes every time the storm blows, the storm feels unsafe. If you get emotional, jealous, and insecure every time she tests you, you are not the mountain. You are a pile of sand, and she will wash you away. Be the immovable object. She wants to feel your resistance. She wants to push against you and feel granite. When you are detached, when you can look at her emotional tornado and stay calm, she feels safe. She surrenders. The bad boy isn't attractive because he is bad. He is attractive because he is unshakable. He is detached from her opinion. You can be a good man and still be unshakable. That is the Holy Grail. The dangerous gentleman. Kind, but deadly. Present, but ready to leave. Let's talk about the art of missing out. FOMO is a disease, fear of missing out. Weak men check their phones because they are afraid the world is happening without them. Let it happen. JOMO, joy of missing out. Find pleasure in not knowing. While they are at the club screaming over bad music, you are in the silence building your empire. While they are gossiping about who slept with who, you are reading philosophy. They are consuming. You are creating. The consumer eats the scraps. The creator builds the feast. Starve the distraction. Feed the focus. Let's talk about the Judas kiss. Betrayal. It will happen. Even with these techniques, someone will stab you in the back. A friend, a lover, a business partner. The old you would ask, "Why me? What did I do wrong?" The new you looks at the knife in your back, pulls it out and says, "Thank you for the weapon." Betrayal is data. It tells you who to cut off. It purifies your circle. Do not mourn the traitor. Celebrate the revelation. The snake revealed itself before it could bite your throat. That is a blessing. Only a fool keeps a snake in his pocket and acts surprised when he gets bitten. Crush the head. Cut them off without a funeral. No closure talk, no final argument, just deletion. They cease to exist in your reality. Let's talk about the echo chamber of greatness. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you spend time with beggars, you will beg. If you spend time with detached kings, you will rule. But what if you don't know any kings? Then you walk alone until you find them. Better to be a solitary tiger than a popular sheep. The kings will find you. Real recognizes real. When you vibrate at the frequency of self-respect, you attract other men of respect. You repel the parasites. The herd hates the individual, but the other lions, they respect the roar. Build your own tribe, or be a tribe of one. Both are better than a tribe of slaves. Let's go deeper into the paradox of control. The more you try to control people, the more they rebel. It is like trying to hold water. Control yourself. That is the only territory you own. Your mind, your body, your reaction. When you give up control over others, you gain control over the universe. You stop fighting the current. You build a boat. Let the river take you. The river of fate flows towards victory, but only if you stop swimming upstream, trying to save people who want to drown. Let them drown. You are not the lifeguard. You are the captain. Sail the ship. Let's talk about the final test. Life is going to test you immediately after you finish this video. You will get a text. You will get a problem at work. You will feel a wave of loneliness. The devil is checking to see if you were listening. He is checking to see if this was just entertainment for you, or if it was an initiation. Do not fail the test. When the urge comes to break your frame, remember this moment. Remember the voice in your ear. Remember the promise of power. Hold the line. If you hold the line for 24 hours, you get stronger. If you hold it for a week, you become dangerous. If you hold it for a month, you become unrecognizable. Most people will click off this video and go back to being a doormat. They will watch a cat video next. They will forget everything. Don't be a tourist, be a resident. Live in this mindset, sleep in it, eat in it. Let's talk about the legacy of the ghost. When you die, what will they say? He was a nice guy who always replied instantly. That is a tombstone for a loser. You want them to say, he was a force of nature. He walked his own path. He respected himself more than he feared the world. Respect is the only currency that works in the afterlife. It is the only thing you leave behind. Your money rots, your texts are deleted. Your dignity echoes in eternity. Build a monument of self-respect. Every time you say no to disrespect, you lay a brick. Every time you walk away from a toxic situation, you lay a brick. Build the tower so high that no one can climb it without your permission. Let's summarize the Code of Dominion. Rule 1. Never chase. Rule 2. Silence is the answer. Rule 3. Walk away at the first sign of disrespect. Rule 4. Invest in yourself, not in them. Rule 5. Fear nothing but stagnation. Etch this into your brain. Tattoo it on your soul. This is your armor. Now, I see the fire in your eyes. I see the change. You are not the same person who clicked on this video. That person was weak. That person is gone. You are now the operator. You are the architect. You are the prize. Do not let the world dull your blade. Keep it sharp, keep it hidden, and when the time comes, strike with precision. You have the map, you have the weapon. The rest is up to you. I cannot walk the path for you. I can only open the door. The door is open. The abyss is waiting, and the abyss is not empty. It is full of power. Jump in! This is Dominion Raw. We do not beg for attention. We command it. We do not ask for followers. We recruit soldiers. If you are ready to join the order, if you are ready to leave the weak masses behind and ascend to the throne of your own life, then seal this pact. Strike the like button. It is not just a click. It is an agreement. It is you telling the algorithm and the universe that you are one of us. Subscribe to the channel. Do not do it if you are weak. Do not do it if you want comforting lies. Only subscribe if you want the cold, hard, razor-sharp truth. Turn on the bell, because when we speak, you need to listen. The world is getting darker. You need a torch. We are the torch. The next lesson will be even darker. It will separate the boys from the gods. Are you ready? Then join us. Or stay a victim. The choice is yours, but choose wisely, because once you see the truth, you can never go back to sleep. Dominion Raw. Trust no one. Always leave.